Hey everybody, Matt Walksler here in the Wheels Through Time Restoration Shop. Big day today. We're working on the 2022 Wheels Through Time Raffle bike, the 1937 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. You guys have followed us through the build so far, and today is the day we're going to bolt the engine in and start making this thing really look like a motorcycle. Now, as many of you know, our annual raffle is what keeps this museum going. Funds generated from you guys, our visitors, help us build new exhibits, enhance the overall look and feel of the museum, and enable us to provide a better experience for you guys. So big day today. I'm really excited. Now, as you can see, the motor over here is all finished up and looking absolutely beautiful. Last time you caught up with us, we were just finishing up the heads and bolting them on the engine. Now, since then, I've had an opportunity to go through and really fine-tune all of the small stuff. Taking you through it. I've got our oil pump finished up. Timer is all set up. New points installed. The engine's been timed. Have installed push rods right here. Everything's adjusted and set up just like it should be. We've got our early Harley-Davidson knucklehead push rods. I think they did these 36 to maybe 39 only. Genuine new old stock Linkert M55 carburetor. Now, the 36 to 9 knuckleheads took what we call an M5 carburetor. It's a 1 1/4 inch Linkert carburetor made in Indianapolis, Indiana. The M55 was a 1950s replacement for the M5, and this one is right out of the box, new old stock. It's never been run. This is the very first motor this thing's ever been bolted on, so really ought to feed fuel just like it's supposed to. Got our top end oil lines done, cord manifold installed. We've got our heads all tightened down, of course. This thing should drop right into this frame. We're going to go ahead and get right on it right now. So really big moment, guys. It's always exciting when you've got so much work. Now, as you guys see over here, the frame may not look like it, but there's been an absolute immense amount of work go into getting the chassis this far. Same with the motor over this way. Probably have 60, 65 hours into this motor. Remember, this was a pile of parts that never met each other. 164 parts in a set of knuckleheads. None of them had ever met. So we've got everything finessed and fine-tuned. The motor spins over fantastic. It's going to be really cool to get this thing bolted in, guys. So here we go. I'm going to put her over on the table. Slide this table over. Baby steps. Now on the cart here, we've got a pile of black parts that have all been refinished. Oil tank, headlight, toolbox, floorboards, rear stand, battery lid, outer primary. I've got the inner primary over on the other side of the bike, rear chain guard. This stuff is going to bolt on very shortly after we get this motor installed. So as you guys can see over on this side, Steve, you might be able to check it out. What I've done, and I don't usually do this, but what I've done is installed tape here temporarily to keep, as I drop this motor in, it's a heavy engine, as I drop this motor in, I don't want to make any scratches. You know, normally I don't do this, but with the 2022 Raffle bike, the stakes are high. I want to keep this bike as beautiful as we can, and this thing should drop right in. We'll get the engine bolted down, hook up the carburetor, hook up the spark advance. We'll be on to hooking up the primary drive side in no time. And this thing's really going to start taking shape really quickly. So here we are. Whenever you build an engine, whenever you restore a motorcycle, one of the first things to do before you ever start piecing the engine together is you test those engine cases and make sure they sit flat in the frame. Big tip there. I've seen a lot of guys build an engine, get everything set up, go to set it down, and it doesn't quite fit the way it's supposed to. Now, when we were building this engine, or before building this engine, bolted the case set together, brought it over, bolted it down, and everything seemed to look really nice. So we're going to hope it does the same thing right here. And here we go, guys. Big moment. There we are. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to grab our motor mount bolts here. Pretty easy setup. We got our 4 cotter pins. I'm going to peel this tape off first so we can get a good look at how everything sets. Just beautiful. Guys, this is gonna be one sweet motorcycle. Let's drop these bolts in, see if everything lines up like it should. Ooh, there's 1, 2, beautiful fit. Let's check 3 and 4. 3 and 4, excellent. Okay, so first rule, when you're installing a motor, you tighten down the rear motor mounts first. What that's going to do is square up the engine on that rear motor mount plate. It's incredibly important that both motor mount surfaces sit absolutely flat. And when you tighten down the rear, sometimes a little bit of wear present on the front of the motor mounts, on the frame, shows you may need to slide in a 10-15 thousandth shim in order to keep those surfaces flat. Aluminum case, steel frame, you start to pull down on that aluminum, and occasionally you see these break right here. These here look excellent, so we want to make sure they stay perfectly intact and keep the integrity of the mounting of the engine. So as we tighten these guys up here, we're going to want to make sure that the holes line up for the cotter pin. Now, as you tighten these bolts down, there's a cotter pin that slides through, and it keeps the bolts and nuts from loosening up, keeps your engine tight for miles and miles and miles. So incredibly important that this stuff stays tight and doesn't move. So we're going to slide this back, make sure our holes are lined up. A little bit more there. Yeah. Super. We're in one. Tighten the other one down here. We'll see what we look like up front also. So you want to make sure you put the holes in a orientation that allows a pretty ease of access. It's a tight part of the motor, and that one over on the left side of the engine sits behind the inner primary cover. So very difficult to get to. Where are we at there? We're snug. That's excellent. Wow, what a fit. Okay. This side of the motor. Oh wow. I don't think we're gonna need any shims, guys. It looks beautiful. Let me get a shim just to check. 5 thousandths, that'll close up. 10, 15 thousandths, not likely to close up. So what we're going to do, skid plate, protects the lower part of the engine. Wow. All right, we're in. Get these cotter pins installed. You only need 3 of them because the inside bolt is actually captured by a special nut that sits underneath your generator, and just the nature of the nut and washer underneath there keep it from spinning. So we're looking good here. Onto the top motor mount, and we can start bolting parts on this bad boy. Now the 36 and 7 top motor mounts are actually special top motor mounts. This one is a remade setup, strong setup though. The choke operation here is actually a little bit different. This plate is different now. 36 and 7, as we talked about as we were building the engine, guys, had partially enclosed rocker arms and what we call baby food jars for rocker cups. So little small cups there that don't enclose the whole rocker arm. Common retrofit in 38 and up was they take your 36 and 7 engines, fully enclose the rockers. It's a much cleaner setup, and as such they had to make a special top motor mount here that has windows here for the rocker cups themselves. So this sucker ought to bolt right on. All right, guys, we officially have an installed motor. I'm going to get these motor mounts tightened down, or the top motor mount tightened down. And we'll head over grab our inner primary and start bolting together the driveline. This is where it gets fun, guys. Okay, guys, so inner primary, basically the same from 1936 all the way through maybe 1964. So some slight changes, mounting orientation on the holes, some of the early stuff, 36 only, I think was a 1 year only. So this piece, basically the same for all of your rigid and even some of your swing arm bikes. Now before we install the inner primary, we're gonna do a few things. It just makes it easier to get done first before you gotta get in there behind the inner primary. So one thing, install the shift rod. The shift rod slides in right here. It'll hang there until we get the tanks and the shifter set up. Another thing we're going to do right now is we're going to install the oil tank. So incredibly difficult oil tank to find. Embossed top, banjo fittings. Of course, we finished this in black with the Harley-Davidson patent decals on both sides. Really, really awesome setup. We're going to get this thing slid right in. Shifter rod. Come on, slide in. We'll get a washer and a cotter pin back there. All right, inner primary is going on. We're gonna move the shifter stuff out of the way. Slide this in. Now, the inner primary is held on with 3 bolts on the inside, a couple bolts in the back. There's actually a reinforcement plate. This is a newly reproduced part. Strengthens everything up. These are bad to crack on the inside, so we're gonna get everything tightened up in here. We've got our lock tab washer. Excellent. Now we'll still have to install the chain guard, so we're gonna leave this loose. But it looks like a really good fit so far. Everything is shaping up really nicely. Just slide the cotter pin in there so we don't lose it. Same thing on the bottom. And coil installs next. Okay. Genuine reproduction 6-volt coil. We like to keep them 6-volt just as original. So this thing will bolt on. It actually slides right in here, right in front of the oil tank behind the cylinder. It's going to be a tight fit. It always is. And get this installed. The coil provides spark to the engine, and from the battery, the hot wire to the switch, wired from the switch to the coil, coil to the distributor, and as the distributor points brake, actually allows spark to go from the coil to the spark plug. So basically a Harley-Davidson ignition system in a nutshell. What we use, we use an Autolite 386 spark plugs, easily obtainable at just about any auto parts store. So it's the good thing about a knucklehead. Spark plugs, standard stuff, guys. You can find these absolutely anywhere. So get this coil bolted on here. All right. Oh, God, it's looking fantastic. We're really getting there. We're really getting there. Put our brake light switch back on. Now, Harley-Davidson, 1936, 7, and 8. Ultra, ultra rare brake light switch. They don't get any rarer than this. Later years, they put them right down here, anchored to the pedal. That's what operated your brake light. The first several years of the knucklehead, they had this kind of, I guess it'd be a 3-year only 36, 7, and 8 brake light switch. This is made by a friend of ours in Pennsylvania. Exact, perfect reproduction. Original one's impossible to find now. It's probably the hardest part to find on any Harley-Davidson knucklehead. So we've got one of our top quality reproduction ones here. Now guys, most every part on this bike is an original component to Harley-Davidson. Some of these rare, impossible to find parts you've really got no other choice, especially with us being on the time crunch. Remember, we want to have this bike ready for you guys the day that we debut, the day that we raffle the previous year's motorcycle. So we're always under the gun a little bit. This thing's going to come in to completion right in time. Hopefully we'll even have a few break-in miles on it. And what a machine. So let's go ahead and do throttle next. Now every little part on this bike has to be fit absolutely perfectly. You know, the bike has to operate. It's one of the big things about everything here at Wheels Through Time. We want our bikes to go down the road like they were intended by the company that they were produced. So every single part on this bike, there's literally hundreds of hours of fit and finish, setting up the throttle. One of the most important things, setting up the spark advance. The way that the bike operates is absolutely key. When you twist that throttle, you want it to be smooth as smooth can be. It really translates to a better ride, a better operating motorcycle. So these are the sort of things that we take extra time making sure that it's just the way that we want it. So I'm going to set this up really to operate just like it would have been when it was brand new. So same thing with the spark advance right over here. This is your ignition unit, points, condenser. That's what provides spark to the coil and spark to the spark plugs. Spark advance is over on the left hand grip over there. The other coil, the other one here, is going to wrap around and slide right through this cable anchor here, enabling you to advance and retard the spark. So the way this stuff works is incredibly important and crucial. There's nothing worse than a machine that's difficult to operate. So the extra time always pays off. All right, throttle, slick as it gets, working great. Spark advance, working fantastic. It's all hooked up, engine's timed. We could hook up some oil lines, drive line, put some fuel to this thing and probably fire it up. Guys, next show, we're going to be making all sorts of progress. Today we didn't have time to get to the drive line. I've still got a few clutch components to restore. So we're going to get to drive line. We're going to probably be bolting on exhaust headers, headlight, oil lines, really kind of make this thing a little bit closer. The goal for the next show is to get this thing set up to when we get the sheet metal back from the painter, we're going to be able to bolt these fenders on and be real close to finish. So everything's looking fantastic, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't got your tickets yet, 2022 raffle bike, it's going off in November. 37 knucklehead, 61 cubic inch, 4-speed transmission, Harley Davidson's revolutionary machine, raffling it off for you guys to win. So make sure you get your tickets. Head to wheelsthroughtime.com. Call us, stop by the museum, get your tickets today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.